Hey, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. I'm Hagar. Welcome to the magic of a waning moon in your body and in the body of which you are a part, which is the earth, which is the cosmos. We are a body of an individual, but the individual body is always in relationship to other bodies around. So the waning moon time is any time in our lives where we are both gathering the fruit of our actions, gathering what has grown from the seeds that we've sown, and releasing some of the old ways so that they can rest and compost and break down and nourish the ground so that new seeds can be planted and new ways of being, new patterns, new habits, and maybe more empowering conversations can grow out of it. So it's any time in our lives where there's a gathering and a release, a receptivity of the gifts and the lessons and the opportunity to set down some things so that we can restructure and recreate our own being. So it's a great time for the waning moon if you are into moon magic. I'm releasing this during the waning moon for you to play with for the next week and something, right? Until the dark moon, until the new moon. And I'm also releasing this during the waning time of the year where we are in the fall while I'm recording this and releasing this. We are in the time where it's the season of harvest, and the leaves are changing colors and some of them are falling off the trees. So what are the aspects of your lives that are like the leaves that are changing their way of being and are soon to fall and nourish new and other ways of being? So let's do this as an unwinding in our bodies. I'm already shimmying a little bit because kind of that's what my body wants to do. I do want to recommend that you have a block with you, and if you don't have a block, you can have a thick book like the Fifth Harry Potter or the Complete Works of Shakespeare, whatever does it for you. And so if you need to pause this video, you can run and get a block, and then go ahead and just stand with your feet as wide as your hips and move your knees a little bit so that you're bending, kind of maybe even shaking your hips a little bit side to side. Let your arms dangle. You can have your eyes closed or open. It's an opportunity for your body to wiggle a little bit, and you can let the wiggling grow a little bit. And with a deep, slow inhalation, you can keep shaking your body a little bit and reach your arms up to the sky with a deep breath in. And with an exhalation, release your arms by your sides, making a circle around you, just to remind you that you are a cyclical being. Inhale and reach your arms up. My body wanted to stop wiggle, so maybe yours wants to keep going. You listen to your body. Exhale and release your arms by your side. One more time. Inhale and reach your arms up. Circling the arms around you is a symbol of the cyclical nature of your life. Exhale and release your arms by your side. You have times in your life that are the waning moon where the power is releasing. Inhale, now reach your arms up. And with an exhalation, grab your right wrist with your left hand and side bend over toward the left side of your body. Root the right foot deeply into the earth and root the left foot deeply into the earth to extend the right side of your body a little bit more. I am mirroring you for this one. With an inhalation, come back up to center. Grab the left wrist with your right hand and exhale, side bend over towards the left side. Slow breaths. Root down through both of your feet as you extend the left side of your body and breathe. Stretching and opening your sides. So a waning time is to find the places where maybe some things are stuck so that you can release it a little bit. Inhale back up and No pressure for that to all happen today. Exhale and release your arms by your sides. Interlace your fingers behind your back and stretch your arms back behind you. Deep breath in. Now, if interlacing your fingers behind you like that is too much for your shoulders, if you have a yoga strap, you can hold a strap with your arms behind you. If you don't have a strap and you still need a little bit of support, you can use a scarf or anything that you can hold behind you, even a shirt, so that you can stretch and open up your chest, strengthen your upper back, open up the heart region in the front of your body, and unwind and let what is there be released, at least in some ways. Deep breath in. And with an exhalation, bend your knees, reach your hips back and your chest forward as you stretch your arms over your head. Let the crown of your head reach towards the earth so that your spine unwinds. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. If you haven't already, go ahead and tone the back of your throat so that you're breathing Ujjayi pranayama, slow, deep, mindful breaths. What needs to be transformed and released and regenerated in your system? Inhale and release your fingertips to the earth and look forward, halfway up. And with an exhalation, fold back in. You can keep your knees bent if that feels good for you. You can have your legs straight. And if this is too much for your back, inhale and look forward, halfway up. You can hold your hands at the wall or on a chair or even a couch. Exhale, fold back in. So use something to assist you. Inhale and look forward if you need a little bit of support for your lower back, for your hamstrings, okay? So take care of yourself. Exhale, fold back in. We can unwind a little bit of the expectation to always do things in a certain way or in a perfect way. Inhale, look forward. Hence the gene overall. Exhale, step your left foot back. Sometimes all we have is a few minutes and we don't have time to change. Bring your left knee to the floor. You can fold a mat in the middle if you need a little bit more support for your knee, and reach your arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. Ground into the right foot and into the ball of your left foot as you extend the upper body up. Slow, deep inhalation. And with an exhalation, touch the earth and step your right knee to meet your left knee, so you're on all fours, hands and knees, and move your hips a little bit side to side. Slow, deep breathing. Hands rooted into the earth, into the composting, decaying power of the earth that takes some of the things that we've grown and aren't in service anymore of us and something greater than us. Deep breath in. And as your hands were down, exhale and bring your hips down to the floor. Bend the elbows a little bit and point your feet with your toenails down to the earth. And we connect the hands to the earth, to this power of regeneration that lives in the process of cycling through darkness and light, birth and death, rebirth and decay. Deep breath in. And with an exhalation, stretch up and back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply, reach your right leg up and root your hands into the floor. If having that much weight on your hands doesn't feel good, bend your right knee and open up your hip. You can do that on all fours. And if it still doesn't feel good, you can just have your hands on a wall and go ahead and circle your ankle around. And if you're at the wall, you just hold your hands to the wall. One leg is lifted, open up the hip, and you can do the same thing without putting weight on your hands, okay? Deep breath in. And exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Ground your feet into the earth and reach your arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. And release and unwinding can happen in so many ways. It can happen on a horizontal level and a vertical level. Deep breath in, root into the feet and reach up to the sky. It can happen down and it can happen up. Deep inhale. Exhale, touch the ground, step your back foot forward, Uttanasana, and you can have your knees bent if needed. Inhale and look forward, halfway up. Exhale, step your right foot back, right knee to the floor. Support yourself as needed. Put a blanket under your knee if you need to. Inhale and reach your arms up to the sky. So on the vertical plane, we can root and anchor and allow the earth to receive what we're releasing, and also open it up and offer it up to what we experience as upwards, right? Up and down is relative. To what we experience as the opening, as a doorway toward the sky, toward the universe, right? Towards something much greater that wraps around us. Deep breath in. Exhale, touch the earth and step your left knee to meet your right knee. So you're on all fours, hands and knees. And this time move your hips in circles. Keep breathing with a tone in the back of the throat, with Ujjayi pranayama. And then circle in the opposite direction. Just a little bit of circling like that can help unwind some things in our spine. And even remind us again on an intellectual level, include your cognitive process. Deep breath in and bring it back to center. And exhale, bring your hips down to the earth. I don't think that we need to only subscribe to a release in just a somatic way. The somatic is also the psychological. Deep breath in, so your cognition, deep, slow inhale. And exhale into downward facing dog, or all fours, or hands to a wall if weight on your hands doesn't feel good. Left leg up, inhale. So a release happens, bend your left knee and open up your hip and go ahead and circle your ankle around. A release happens on multidimensional levels, in different layers of our being. It happens in the ankle, in the hips, in the spine, in the mind. Reach your leg back. Inhale in the heart, in our creativity. Exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. And one affects the other. Ground through the legs and reach your arms up. So there's a connection to earth, to ground, to solidity, and to expanse, to space, to the vastness of who we are and of what we are a part of. Ground through the legs as you reach your upper body up. If there's some things that you're unwinding and waning into, go ahead. And what are the areas, places that you want to send it to for regeneration and transformation? With your next exhalation, touch the earth and step your right foot forward into Uttanasana. Forward bend. Inhale and look forward. Your knees can bend or your legs can be straight. Exhale, slowly unfold back in. Ground through the legs. Bend your knees on your way up. Circle the arms up as your hips reach back and your chest forward. And exhale, slowly bring your hands together in front of your heart. Release your arms by your side. Feet a little bit wider than your hips for this. A little bit bent, a little bit of a bounciness like we did in the beginning. Maybe a little bit of a shimmying. That's what my body wants to do. Maybe yours wants the same. And then open it up a little side to side. As you sway side to side, let the arms be super unengaged so that they can freely move and gently tap you. As wiggly and as boneless as you can let your arms be. And slow breaths. And then bring it back to center. Stand on your right leg, I'll mirror you, and put your block up this way if you can, lower if it's a book, so work with what you got, okay? And you're gonna put the ball of your foot on the block. And we're just gonna do this little move of just moving your hips back and to the right, and then back through the left, and then a little forward, and then kind of like a little bit of a dance move, just to free up the hips and the lower part of your spine. So you're moving back and a little forward, back and to the left and a little forward. My hands go to my belly to help my hips feel the freedom to do that, because maybe we feel a little self-conscious sometimes, and that's okay. And then if it feels all right to release it, you can. And then go full circles. And I'm opening up the hip on the left side so that the movement can gain, again, it's a multi-dimensional thing. And then release the left foot. Take the block to the other side. You can even put your foot on it can be higher, so I can even put a foot on a couch. And yeah, it's a little bit of a little sexy, like that's okay. You can let it be a little sensual in the movement as you move your hips. The sexiness makes the block a little unstable, that's okay. So the hips move, but it doesn't have to be a certain way, and we don't have to get stuck in ourselves about how it is and how we're doing it. I felt a little bit more free, or a lot more free, when I was creating the sequence before I recorded it. I felt really free in my body, and now I'm recording it and I'm feeling more self-conscious, right? That's normal. Go ahead and move the hips around. So there are levels, there are moments, there are layers to how we do things. And circle it in the opposite directions. But my hips do feel more free after this. And then release the foot down. Move again, shake your hips a little bit. Go ahead and shake one leg and then the other so that the ankle can release if there's stuff in it. Shake your arms a little bit, your wrists. So anything that feels like it needs transformation, the waning moon time is a beautiful time to create an alchemy with that which isn't supportive, to turn it as it breaks down into support. And lift your left leg up. Hold the knee with your left hand and open it up to the side. You can hold the wall with the other hand. And then move the leg backwards and forwards a little bit. If you don't need a wall, your arm can be out to the side, or it can drop down to the earth. You can hold your head gently to help to bring a little bit of extra support. And then release the leg back down. And the right leg lifts up with an inhale. Hold the front of the knee and open it out to the sides. Again, hold the wall if needed. And then move the leg a little bit forward and back. You can put a hand on your head. I find that a touch of hand on head can be sometimes grounding. So I like doing that. But you put your hand wherever it feels more supportive for you. And then release it back down. Inhale and reach your arms up high. And with a slow exhalation, knees bent, all legs straight, fold forward. Hold your elbows with your hands and release the crown of the head toward the earth. And breathe slowly. Again, your knees can be bent if that's what's needed for you. If doing this is not working for your lower back, you can put your hips on a chair or on a couch and open the legs pretty wide. Let the torso fold in the middle and hold your elbows. Same thing. You can, even if hanging like that really doesn't feel good, you can put your forearms still holding your elbows on a block or in a box, so you get a little bit more support. And then with the next inhalation, bring your fingertips to the earth. And then bring your hips down to the ground. Lie down, and we're gonna put the block or the book or whatever you have around. It can even be a thick blanket folded a few times. You're gonna put it underneath your sacrum. So you don't want it under your lower back, and you don't want it under your sit bones. You want it under your sacrum. That connects your spine to your hips. And I like the middle way. You can do the low way if that's better for you. I recommend not doing the high way of the block at the moment, just because we're trying to create more release and less of a challenging situation for ourselves and more of a way of unwinding. Your arms can go wherever they want. My hands want to go to the front of the hip bones. Just resting them there feels really nice. So I'm going with what my body is asking. And you see, I'm moving a little bit around because that sometimes, so a lot of the times we hear, oh, don't fidget. A lot of us have heard that as kids. A lot of us hear that even in yoga class. Sometimes the fidget is what the body needs to do in order to unwind the excess energy, right? This is a waning moon time. The energy rose to its peak and it's now moving down. So maybe some things need to be moved around with it. And that is wisdom in our body. So if you need to fidget, you fidget. You can keep your breath flowing. Feel the ground beneath you that you can release yourself into for breaking down, for transforming, for nourishing the next part of the cycle, for the gift of rest and regeneration. Maybe there are some things you worked really hard on and they didn't flourish and there was no fruit. And you need to let that break down and release. Maybe it's seasonal, maybe it's monthly. For a woman or a person who has menstrual cycles, the waning time of the month is between ovulation and period. So it's a time to start to move into release. And you can release the block out of the way, place it aside, let your hips release into the earth. Move a little bit of your knees and your hips side to side. And then stretch your legs and either open your arms out to the sides into Shavasana or let your hands rest on your belly for Shavasana. And I'm going to leave you here so that you can rest for as long as you can. And I will say thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this was helpful for you and nourishing for you. And if you like it, go ahead and put a like on it and subscribe to our channel. And head over to mamamandala.com to subscribe to our mailing list, which you are going to love because it will take you deep. Share it with your friends too, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah. Namaste.